I'd like to call to order Thursday, December 19th, 2020, in the Springfield Historical Commission. Commissioner Walsh, Commissioner Al Nardi, Commissioner Judith Cole, Commissioner Mercer Zorzi, Commissioner Walter Cole, Commissioner, and our present in the building, and Commissioner Van Ness are present virtually, and the attorney, Robert Schuchuk, is also on that. Okay, no minutes. We don't have any minutes. Okay, so the first one is 25 Marengo Park. The asphalt this way.
Good evening.
Your name and address?
Sean Jones, 2 Martha's Way, house 18, Granby, Connecticut, 06035.
Thank you. Okay. This is an application for certificate of appropriateness. Got solar panels installed. That's all you're here to address, is the solar panel?
It's my understanding, yes.
We have the hardship application. I don't know if you want to do that first.
We have the what?
The hardship application. And the hardship was for replacing the roof, and then we have the appropriateness for putting solar power panels on. It was
We're not going to have to worry about paperwork here. Let me find that.
I'm bringing it up through. Hardship out.
That's so far.
Yeah. This was the only thing submitted in the application.
Right, but it's on the see it was fine. That's just going fast.
Did they get stuck together?
Probably. You just look at this here. Dear members, Springfield Historic Commission writing letter heading that's we're gonna go to the applications.
Yeah, the application's here.
Okay, that's right, which is not here. It's in the file somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. It was, if you.
Take a minute. It might have been one of the ones I put right over there.
Put away.
That where you gonna leave? Yes, it was good. An application for certificate of hardship at 25 Randall Park, strip the slate roof and re-roof 2,100 square feet. Installing architectural trim with ice and water shield on the land and replace rod plywood with new. State roof not being an appropriate fit for installation of solar panels request for state replace the estimate, so it's not replace it. I'm not be able to do this situation. This in turn prevent all the wrong electric bill continue financial hardship. Okay. But you don't have you are not from the roofing company. Show us or tell us about the condition of the roof.
I'm aware that there's slate on top of slate and there's some damaged slate. I do have one picture.
That's okay. I got some pictures right. But they don't tell anybody.
Our roofing company is within Trinity Solar, so it's a part of our company, our solar company. And that when we did a structural site visit, it was deemed that there was double slate on top of the roof.
Okay.
And then obviously, if they want to acquire solar panels, we'd have to have an asphalt shingle or metal roof from that slope.
Because the replacement, if a slate roof is in good condition, we sell it. I don't think we have ever approved of removing a slate roof that's in good condition. But I don't have any information given the condition report on that structure from a slate roofer or from the homeowner themselves. There's nothing here to tell me why the slate roof has to be removed. And the pictures actually make it look pretty. I don't think it's awful at all. Really.
question I would have is, I'm far from being a roofer, but you do, I'm aware of like 3-tab asphalt shingle not being a good thing, so you have like double tab slate roof, how you guys feel about that? Because I think that's the
Well-
understanding of what's there.
Well, you know, we find sometimes that slate roof is too damaged or too bad to get it repaired, or we understand that. I just don't see that here. There's no report. There's nothing about the condition of the roof that would give us enough information to make it. Because solar panels, if you want to do a financial hardship thing, cost of doing that entire thing would cost way more than save on electricity. But we've never had slate roof removed without reasonable either condition or damage or something where we see that the deterioration is significant. I don't see any, we have no report for this, so I'd have a hard time, commissioners jump in anything, I'd have a hard time support, just saying, go ahead and take it off without either looking at it or having a structural report from a qualified person to explain to us why this roof would have to be, should be removed, not related to the solar.
Understand, cousin.
Because we've never approved the one being removed just so they could put solar. Properly function, the slate roof should be left alone. So. Commissioner.
All right, can you go to the next paragraph? Which
This is the justification.
said that unless the slate is replaced, you can't install the solar panels.
That's usually correct, right?
Yeah, we don't install solar.
Well, you don't.
The industry itself won't.
That's not true.
Well, we've never had, I'm gonna tell you this, we've
That's
never
not
had.
true. There's 3 companies quickly up on the net that installs with the special brackets over slate roofs. And they do exist. In fact, they drove by our street and left the card on our door saying, you want solar, we can install it on your over your slate roof.
That's interesting. I shouldn't have said never, but my understanding is due to training solar, I don't speak for any other company, we have to warranty, insure, maintain.
Yeah.
And guarantee this project for 25 years. So we're not, and most solar companies, we're not installed on a slate roof. Solar companies, the 3 that you probably have listed there are companies that are created for business. We're not one of those.
Well, it's not true, but these are,
We have no idea what their motivation
as an architect.
or their quality as a company.
I'm not even suggesting that the companies are, all I'm suggesting that brackets are made with stainless steel and everything specifically. Just to hang it solar over slate roofs.
It's the first I've heard the problem still exists. I don't think that we could approve the removal of the slate roof without either very specific structural understanding that it's deteriorating or dangerous. Right. I could not vote to remove that slate roof just so you put a solar. So, and questions?
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Procedurally, we've always had either a roofer that had a report along with.
We have a report, I just wasn't to be honest with you, I wasn't aware that this is where this was. I've done this one at a time.
Yeah.
So I wasn't aware of that, so I know we did a structural site visit to deem whatever the need was.
Yeah.
Also, I think the need came more from the homeowner rather than us to replace the slate roof because of what they see, how they felt about the composition of it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thrown off by all this aspect.
I agree with that assessment. The owner probably felt that was the owner's not sitting with structural information or from roofer with slate people, the contractors. And verification of some kind of proof. I hate to throw back the site visits because we do it once in a while, but I really think that we couldn't possibly make a decision about having a couple of commissioners inspect that roof.
Just the deadline for this application is next Tuesday. So
They could ask us to extend the, if they want to send us an email extending the deadline, we could vote.
When you said, hey, is that the homeowner's?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you have if we have permission for you to speak on anything for them.
We do have it, it's from, in that,
I could
yeah, it's in the application,
No,
whatever.
okay,
It's-
I'm right.
I hate the request.
Yeah.
Extension.
Yeah.
of the property.
You think he could do that for them? He could, with that permission?
He can, I don't know if he can call or.
I can, he's texting me right now, one of the homeowners is at the mall, and he's not out of work until 6 p.m. And I can get him on speakerphone. That's
We really need that.
Oh, okay.
But if you could ask them.
Instead of doing
To send an email.
Email.
You see something in writing.
I mean, do we, if I don't get the email, then automatically get the release, so.
No, that's bad if you told it down.
Yeah, they can suspend the application till the end of the meeting. If we get the 30-day extension,
Yeah.
they can have another decision.
Okay, so if you could ask them to,
This is, should happen right now.
yeah, right now, send an email, otherwise we have to vote.
What's the
And they have to refile their petition later.
So get my card.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You can let the homeowner know that there are two slate companies that will come and do an assessment for free. And let them know. And let them know how crazy expensive it is because it's in bad condition, and that would be the report that she can bring, it says. This roof is a mountain, it's gonna cost $100,000 or whatever to replace.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
That would be good backup for her. To show.
I mean, the pictures we have here are not, it doesn't look god off. You know, we've got the difference between something that can be saved for historical reasons or minimal amount of money, and we will suggest that they save it. You can't tell them.
Is the saving aspect of it a financial thing, is what you're saying, or is it a historical?
No, but historical preservation is what we're after. And, if a slate roof is in good condition and functioning,
Understood.
then we don't ever vote to have it removed. But sometimes, as we know, that's not the case, because they do get issues that are not reasonably repaired by an average homeowner. But we don't know that. So, if they can send us something,
I can check before the
yeah, you
meeting's
can check
over.
before the meeting.
And they're saying authorization to extend.
Yeah, so we can go to another meeting.
To request a 30 days.
So we have time to go.
I'll do that now.
And then the other part of this,
And the goal is for you all to go assess the.
not all, just two of us.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Can't have more than 3 people.
So I guess there's two applications, there's the
Yeah.
appropriateness and the hardship, so the extension should be for both.
Yes.
So they should ask for they should request an extension, a 30-day extension for both the hardship and appropriateness application.
Thank you.
You want to talk to them, give you another second, then we're gonna move on to the next.
Oh, go
Wait.
ahead.
Oh, okay, just call and have them send it. Well, once we get it. If we don't get it, we have to take a vote on the application. So,
I need you to send an email to the planning and economic development director community. Right now, so we do this 30-day extension, and I'll tell you why after. For appropriateness and hardship, so I can send that as a text message, but, and I'm gonna send you a picture of this card. And I'm sitting here now with the panel, so we need to get an email back asking or requesting a 30-day extension
for both applications, for the
both applications for roof and solar of appropriateness and hardship. You hear me, sir? We just need that email so that we can extend this. Yeah. I'll check you right now. You can send it right now? Okay, I'll send it. Bye.
You want to table it and come back, and then I'll check with her tomorrow.
Go back and thunder.
Yeah, I think what we're just, I'm not gonna actually take a vote to table, we're just gonna not vote. We'll vote. Start at the meeting and without a motion. It's,
Okay,
okay,
give them some time.
yeah, you can, if you want, just grab your seat.
Yes.
We'll call you back up.
Thank you.
When we get there. The next is 96 Spurgeon.
I think, I think we do the additional copy at the beginning of the meeting, that is different, the specifications and then the details are, it just looks the same, the only thing is the color of the vinyl and the grid pattern, so you have to look very closely.
Okay, your name and address, please.
Yes, Gina Guido, 124 Highland Ave.
Gina, I got a question.
I'm here.
Who's
Hi.
here? Oh, Melody, thank you for joining.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm still incapacitated. I can't drive at night.
Okay, I didn't know you were there. I would have acknowledged you earlier.
Hi.
So this is a fairly complicated application.
Yeah,
Um. Like I was gonna say, I'm correcting you. Can you imagine what it might be?
I can
You sat,
conclude
you
what.
sat in front of me in my last meeting. Did not tell me.
Right.
Why didn't you tell me?
I think it was more confusion in terms of the application as well as the
But
process.
you knew the job was done.
We knew that the windows were installed, correct, yes.
And when we
And-
asked for a site visit,
I did not oppose to that because I was
what we were talking about, going to see the condition of windows that you knew were gone and it was already replaced.
correct. And we do fully acknowledge and accept accountability or responsibility in that matter and in the matter of the permit that was also addressed in an email to us as well. Which I'm not sure if you have copies of that information. There was some communication between Andrew and myself.
So I have communication here between you guys.
Yep.
So you completed the job without a permit,
Correct,
without approval of the commission.
correct. And as explained, and I'm not sure if there was an overview of the communication between Andrew and I, so please don't.
I read it, but go ahead.
Okay, so there was a large misunderstanding in communication with Miss Joy and the contractor that we subcontract for in terms of who's responsible with historical permissions and things of that nature.
Okay.
So at which time, we had spoke under the understanding that there was historical approval. We submitted our building permit just as we do for every other job that we complete for any town. And it was not until several, I shouldn't say several, a little more than 2 months after that permit was submitted to the Springfield Building Department that we received correspondence back that she did not have permission for the job to be completed. At which time the job had been done after the 30-day marker, and in that email that I had sent back in response to Andrew, I did address that we follow the Mass Building Code, which is that the building department has 30 days to respond. We did not hear anything, to which we began the job. So we fully understand the complications, and this is not a, say, under the radar or shoddy type of situation. This is not normal context for our company. And it is very well known that unfortunately, Springfield being as big as it is, the building department sometimes takes quite some time, currently anywhere between 45 and 60 days to approve permits. This was our first historical project, so I will say we fully understand that we took the word without asking for production of documentation that was there. So to say that we have fully now understood the process is a little bit, but probably understand that.
Well, that's a little something good. I didn't understand why you didn't say that last time you were sitting here.
So I think also part of my confusion was, and Andrew did say this in the email back to me, this, I believe it was remediation, is there's a difference between that and the application for the windows as a whole. So again, not understanding that process.
So there was a discussion with the building department, and essentially what we were told was that the permit was upheld because of the historic status of it. So That's the only reason why they did not,
You were able to verify that they did apply for it once.
they did apply for it, the building commission, the building department did not issue a permit because they were waiting on them to complete, the historic process, which never happened.
And that is what triggered.
And we have correspondence between them. We don't have.
That was a verbal, we didn't get that in writing.
I do have a copy of the permit application and the dated check and the confirmation of when it was.
No, you just confirmed.
Okay.
I'm not gonna drive you crazy, you're gonna drive me crazy.
No, my goal is obviously, we want to be able to remediate, I think was the word that was used,
Yeah.
and whatever that is, whether it's replacing the windows entirely with a black window, we just are not sure what the next step is now that we are at this point and what you guys would like to do. We have a few options. It just.
I guess that's where we go next. What are the options that you're putting forward?
Sure, so, and I apologize because I cannot recall whether or not I did ask this or not at the first meeting, was, if a white vinyl window is installed, can the homeowner paint that? And I apologize if I did already ask.
That's okay. The problem with that is you have the windows inside.
Correct, and I do have a
Cannot
solution for
change
that.
the color. What was your solution for that?
So I was able to get with my manufacturer, which I apologize was the reason for the late submission on that. So Miss Joy, in this very specific case, she only has upper mullions, she does not have lower pane mullions.
That's correct, yeah.
So I know we had discussed that her lower panes, because of the triple pane requirement for the program, could not have an exterior mullion. I guess in this case particularly, it's kind of null and void. The upper panes, however, we could get an exterior mullion. We would need to replace the upper paned glass, which we are happy to do. And that is because there's actually enough space because it's created so when the window slides up and down, there can be an exterior one there. There was also a question about which windows are being replaced, and on that newest edition, I did specify which windows those are. Yes, correct, yes. And I believe it's towards the top of each line item, it'll say, like, it should say bedroom, office.
Okay.
We could do a black, yes.
Now, this installation is completed.
Yes, meaning all the windows are in, but
All the
the
finish
swap,
work is done.
correct, the swap or the proposed work that we are asking to remediate it is not, because we want to ensure that it's to whatever you're asking.
I just, when I drove by it, to see what it looked like, it looked like some of the exterior finish work wasn't.
So we will put back whatever we take off, but the homeowner is always responsible for sanding and repainting. In that event, if there is damaged trim work, we will replace that. We do not complete any staining or anything like that, which is something they agree to when they start the project.
Okay, commissioners, any questions?
Question for not the knowledge. The existing windows were not saved.
I don't believe we still have them because the project was completed, it's of October. We take the windows from the homeowner, but I would be probably right in saying by now they no longer exist on our
Sometimes they're
warehouse.
saved and brought to a salvage place that people buy existing.
Yeah, sometimes, or if we're removing some more metal, we have somebody who cuts through them. So, yeah, yes, I would say that's a safe. And I did resubmit what the photos looks like prior, because I know they hadn't made it to the last meeting, so I'm not sure if they got printed or if that was transpired at all, but there was photos that were taken.
I have those if you want to see what.
I would like to get.
Questions or ones from the- So, so that it sounded like the answer was that she could take responsibility to paint them black. Is that, I just wanted to make sure that we get a clarification for that, and that a black vinyl window does not need to be put in, at least in this particular.
Well, it's hard to paint, some vinyl windows are, from what I've read, are paintable, and some are really not.
Right.
Finishes, and I don't know how to finish it, so they have to be done, just paint them, honestly. That's before.
Correct, these are pre-installed. And we also, this is submitted to the program that funds it, and unless they deem that the window also needs to be replaced, which I'm sure is very different than the emergency guidelines are, then the window does not qualify for them for replacement, since they're funding it. There was a couple of windows, and I can look on the plans provided by the tech that did have rot, and I know that was, yeah. That was part of also the install. We went in and repaired what was existing for rot too.
Do we have any exterior?
I think it's just from the street at the front of the house.
Yeah, we have,
They don't, yeah,
That be with the old windows?
that was the yellow.
If I could see that again.
I think it's the first picture.
Because I'm not sure if the windows sold, even the windows they posed, the bottom sash. That meet our guidelines, did we look at that?
Well, that was the other, that was like, when we're going through all the other pieces, but. I don't see, what I don't see in here is the existing window that's already there.
Yeah.
The bottom sash itself.
In regard to,
I don't think any of the windows we've ever approved on hardship, rot, replacement, the sill itself isn't fat. It doesn't have a big fat sill on the bottom. Because the
Okay.
original windows have a slim sill, a short sill, a small sill.
The sill will come right down.
And sit,
The sash, right,
the sash will sit on the sill.
You
I
know,
do have
if
photos.
you have something.
Yeah, I can send that to Andrew.
Because some of the vines are 2.5 inches coming up there.
I see what you're saying. Yep. And it sits in it, I
And the
understand.
lower that sits, more likely we are.
To see, yeah, okay, so let me just.
What I want commissioners to think about is how they do about swearing the road to what we do moving forward on this. It sounds like you're ready to meet your meeting.
Yes, we're ready to remediate immediately, just pending, obviously, if we need to order additional inventory to do so, we'll
Right.
determine the timeline for that.
So your position would be, you just take the top one.
We would remove all of the glass from the upper,
Right, take out the middle one.
correct, we would replace the glass with an exterior window.
These would be painted black, everything on the outside would be black.
Yes, we had a conversation about the.
Oh, there's a, okay, that was.
Send this.
If approved, what will be the timeline, reasonable time for you guys to? Work?
Sure, so if it was a matter of just reordering the glass for the sash with the exterior mullion, that's probably half the time. Our manufacturer was for the holiday, so if we put that into consideration, I would say maybe the end of February. You're gonna put somewhere around 3 weeks, which is probably an overshot, but I'd rather say longer than less. To do an entire window replacement, meaning we would replace the black vinyl window, you're looking at anywhere between 12 and 14 weeks for that kind of them. The manufacturer is on a 10-week lead time, and then painting them adds the additional time.
So if the commission made a approval for a deviation, and gave you 6 months to do the work.
That would be
within 6
more
months.
efficient, yes.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at.
Are those the new windows?
No,
Previous
No,
ones.
the previous.
The old.
Yeah.
I did just send the email, so just give that a moment to go through. It does have a link to the installed windows.
Right.
Decorative window would not change.
Not part of it. Right?
Not part of it.
And there was also this letter.
Well, we put that into the, didn't we put that into the record last week?
We did read it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just, let me just read it again, just keep it there for a sec for me.
That's ridiculous. That letter is totally, totally ridiculous.
Melody, are you with us there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I would just like, if you would like to add anything you'd like, really probably should have asked you a few minutes ago, but if there's anything else you'd like to add, take the time right now to do it for us. Tell us what you think.
I know this, you know, this project is not what the Historical Society. I mean, there's a lot that has gone on, and I'm in contact with Homeworks, and they pretty much dropped the ball, and maybe I should have been a little bit more on them, but I thought a federally, funded program, I wouldn't have to chase around and babysit. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but the windows were put in as a hardship because financial hardship for me, that was the crux of this. That's why I called Homeworks in. The windows are beautiful. I don't know. I've gone around to some neighbors' houses, and they all have vinyl windows, and they're all white. And some of them look like that they don't have the panes on the outside, which I have taken pictures of. I just don't know how much I have to fight for this project for. I'm really upset about that window. And I think if people don't know somebody's hardship situation, they should mind their own business and talk about other abominations in the neighborhood, like houses across the street from me and down the street from me, who the homeowners are renting out to people and are disgusting and trash filled and falling apart. So, I mean, I could go on but I'm not going to because I'm aggravated.
I'd like to have you talk about not someone else's.
Yeah, but
I'm
let's
sorry,
talk about
I'm sorry.
abomination
Can you just
with
keep
the
it
solar
to your
panels on
property?
the roof. My house is not an abomination.
Can you just keep it to your property, miss?
And that's
Well, yeah, but the Historical Society, I mean, this guy is talking about abomination, and there is abomination in the neighborhood. So the Historical Society should be, looking at all the other things that are going on in the neighborhood, including my house. That's all I'm saying. It's hypocrisy. And I just want to make sure that what's good for one person goes for everybody else, because this person is ridiculous. And I know who he is. And he just drives around and picks at everybody's houses. I'd like him, to come to my house and say it to my face instead of being, So move on, please, because I'm totally aggravated.
Melanie, hang on there, okay? But we can tell you're very aggravated, so
I am. It's ridiculous. My house is beautiful. I keep my house up, and I'm trying to do the right thing.
Melody, it's not whether you do that or not. It has nothing to do with it. And other houses you might see are very often a house that did not do it correctly and didn't come in front of us and didn't ask for permission and whatever.
No, I understand. And I totally get where the Historical Society is coming from.
The more people that protect their historical resources, the better it is for the neighborhood. And I appreciate that you're sitting here you're going through this. We know it's aggravating for you, but it's what everybody in that area is.
No, I know. And I did call a master carpenter in to look at the windows and see how much it would cost to rebuild the windows. I mean, my windows were falling apart, rotting. The windows were coming out. The glazing was coming out. I had to put plastic over my windows every winter. Nobody would come to my house because they called it the Ice Palace.
Like, Billy, we understand that, we're way past that right now, and I'm not trying
Okay,
to not tell us, but we know those windows are never coming back, so it doesn't, we're long past that, we're just trying to get a remediation that will make your house maintain more of its historical significance. And if you have, do you have an objection to painting the windows a dark color and having the exterior mullions put on in the future, given, it's in the next 6 months or so, they're willing to remediate this for you. Is that something that's acceptable to you, though, that position?
I mean, financially, I'm in a financial hardship right now. I had to have a couple surgeries and I'm on workers' comp, so I don't have resources right now for
Let me ask,
any extra work that would have to come out of my pocket. I just don't have it.
let me go switch. What are you asking her to do? Are you asking her to pay for all this?
It would just be to paint the windows, that would be the only. If need be, I did speak with the owner of our company, we want to be able to remediate as a whole, so if that is something,
Well,
that
if
she
you were
needs,
gonna
then that's.
remediate and put in black vinyl windows, that would be a whole.
That's a lot, yes,
Yeah.
right, and that is,
And she would have to pay.
correct, so, either way, so the glass, the mullions, none of that is gonna come out of her
But she
pocket.
would just have to read.
She would just need to paint them on her, correct?
She will have that in writing from you.
We could certainly do so, it
Because I
is,
think part of the investigation, when we were checking things out, was that there seemed to not be things in writing for her.
I can paint them. I don't care about that.
Okay, well, that's what my question was that's acceptable to you?
Yes,
Paint them, but
I would,
May change.
I would do that.
The mullions for you?
I could paint. That's no problem, or get somebody to paint.
Hey, hang on just a second, go ahead, Commissioner.
So the question would be then to the manufacturer is if she paint these windows, will the warranty still be upheld? Because typically when you alter a product, it's no longer under warranty.
Great
to
question.
my knowledge, yes, and I'd be happy to get something in writing from the manufacturer. Additionally, the main goal, and I think I mentioned that the last time I was here, is to be able to move forward in other projects. I have many clients who live in the historic district and would like to be able to repair their windows. I have several customers who have gas bills in the thousands, and really for us, it's an energy efficiency thing for them. This isn't, we're helping a funded program as a contractor. It's not a private job for us. It's not a financial stake for us. It's about being able to help them as well. So, I'm happy, it should not, to my knowledge, should not void. We have actually spoken extensively with our manufacturer for any projects moving forward. What specifically have been approved under this commission, what we can do to improvise that, and I have been diligently trying to work with the program for that as well. So we don't want to just remediate this and move on as if it's no longer existing. It's a much
Yeah.
thing for us.
Right, and the mullions exterior
Mhm.
mimicking was removed.
Correct, so her current mullions mimic what the original pattern was as well, so we would just do the same with the exterior.
And and I'm gonna just write a note here that will you be able to verify that they can be painted?
Yes, so let me just make some
It
notes.
would be painted in the.
No, but I mean, if that vinyl window can be painted at all.
Yes, but I want to add that.
It doesn't, yeah.
It's not gonna void
The
the warranty.
warranty should
Provide
also,
something.
the warranty should also make note that the attachment of the exterior grid
Mhm.
will not void the warranty because they're gonna have to drill into that vinyl in order to install it.
All right, sounds like we have a solution here.
I think, and the exterior grid being added was a proposal from the manufacturer, so I would be interested if they say that would void it, as it's a proposal from them, so. Yeah.
Okay, so have we covered any questions? I think, any other questions? So right now we have a homeowner that's willing to paint dark color, black.
Yes.
We have company that's going to replace the upper sashes, removing the interior. divided lights and adding exterior mullion. And they are gonna confirm that they are both paintable and that both the mullions and the paint will not, that the warranty will be valid even when it's painted and the mullions are down. You cover all of that.
I believe so.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
The exterior mullions that you're putting on, are those going to be black from the factory?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, we
so
would
it's
proceed
just
done that way.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, commissioners? Did we miss one? Okay, I entertain a motion.
Motion, I'm sorry,
Yeah, we put some of it into the record last time, so let me open this up to public commentary. Is anybody who would like to speak for or against this application as you just heard described, or the solution as you just heard described?
Yeah, well, I'm Harry Seymour, 68 Washington Road, and I think this is a good solution to the problem. So I approve of it.
Thank you, Harry. Anybody else like to speak for or against this solution to this application? Seeing none, we'll close public commentary. Okay, let's entertain a motion to accept the application. I still have this under hardship for this probably.
Yeah.
I think it's some-
remediation, so.
Yeah, it's a remediation. Under the application for certificate of hardship at 96 Third Lane Avenue to to give 6 months for the remediation to occur for the homeowner to paint the windows black, to have the upper windows repaired, replaced by the company in with exterior lines, and have a verification that both that white vinyl can be painted black, and that the warranty would be continued.
Should that be submitted prior to anything taking place?
That wouldn't hurt. I don't know. Anyway, that's the motion on the table, but someone. Okay, is there any discussion? So second, any discussion on that motion? I suggest that, are we gonna be able to be getting this?
Yeah.
Okay, did I miss something in that one? You got it all. Okay, I think this is a reasonable settlement, and you know we're gonna see you here next time. You're gonna know before you get here.
And I did have a few questions for clarification while I had you here.
Well, before we take a vote, I'll take your question.
Okay, sure. And this is, I think, more just unfortunately my lack of knowledge for future projects, which I'm learning very quickly. We will be friends by the time I leave this place. And it's a dark color for any future window replacement, so it could be a colored vinyl. And I know in this situation, the homeowners are going to paint, and I'm going to make the assumption that that will not be the exception moving forward.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
For this, correct.
We're trying to do this, so this does.
Right.
But it's not like here in time.
Yes,
And she needs it over.
and yes, and we did, go out on other projects that we have to price. There is an option for what they call it's not quite a very dark brown, but not quite a tan, kind of in between on that
Yeah,
spectrum.
we've approved brown and copper and just gonna
Okay.
do exceptions.
Okay,
There's a list on the website.
yes,
And he did check the style when you put it does have a low sitting, so that's important because when you put that 2 or 3 inches of vinyl across it, it just sticks out. In slim line, because there's just so many are just fat vinyl.
chunky, yeah.
And you just don't want fat white vinyl all around a window next door, and you don't approve it.
The question I also have with that would be, we talked about this last time with the grids, and I was very intrigued, and I should have asked Commissioner Norby this last time. The photo that you pulled up, that was from National Vinyl. Was it what we just spoke about where there was external grids on a triple pane window?
Yes.
It was, okay. I was trying to explain that and I searched high and low and I was like, I don't know what to type in here because I'm not sure what he looked at, but let me try to find it. Because The response I had gotten from them was that their energy standard has changed, and so it's not possible. So I said, well, he had a photo, so I'm gonna find the photo.
Yeah, possible. And for us,
Yeah.
it's a first too, so we'll keep our.
So if there is existing lower Mullins, then they need to exist on the new window. So if in fact it is a matter of not being able to install them on a triple pane, it's just pretty much the window's not gonna be replaced at that point.
Yes,
Yep, no,
right
it-
now, right now.
Yep, but it's,
today,
yeah, hey, I'm just,
Set how
they
it's-
sent me with a
that's
list
how
of
it exists
questions
today.
instead of.
Okay, and your next question?
When we spoke, you had mentioned that it's anything from a public way. So,
Visible. If
Visible
if
from
it's
a public
visible
way.
from any public.
so if the back of the house is not visible from the public way,
And that you wanna make sure it's the opinion of the commission, not
right,
a
I
contractor. who
was
stands
on
at the back of the house
Google's,
and
like,
says,
wouldn't believe the other day, I was like, I don't know, I can kind of see this window that probably.
"Well, that house, especially this one being. on-
Oh, she's not reported a lot, yes,
So-
no, like, as I mentioned, we have some clients who, I have one client who has 60+ windows, if she had to come out of pocket to. Do the difference between what the program would cover and what the requirement is,
Yeah.
just talking $15,000.
It's
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, you don't have to go.
oh, okay,
Any more?
I don't think so, but, I'm sure I'm gonna go back to the office tomorrow and.
All right, so we are in the middle of a motion. We have a discussion.
Sorry, I apologize.
Commissioners, any more discussion? Hearing none, let me call the vote. Commissioner Walsh. Commissioner Nardi. Yes. Commissioner Judith.
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis.
Yes.
Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
Commissioner Nestor.
Yes,
They'll give, hopefully they'll give you something about this condition that would agree to be, and, we'll talk to them more.
Yeah.
What are the additional steps of the building department as well? We wanna make sure we follow suit
That
with
you
that.
can go right with, building to building department. Whatever permit you. Whether that would fall under the original permit if you ever got it, you know.
They didn't
They
issue.
never ever issued it.
No, it was on.
So you still, so get.
We need to follow through with it,
Get
yeah.
that
Yeah.
permit approved.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no, thank you.
Guys have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right, now, we still have the gentleman in the back.
We still have, did we get that? Oh, did we get that? We got it. He's gonna go check. All right, but that's good, because my paperwork's all out of whack, and it'll take me a second to get it back going. No, only if it were a different application.
My wife did ask me what happened after I got smoked by seven member slate. I looked it up and the way you install one slate is you have to remove some of the slate to install in that area, and then you have to compound mold and put it back
Yeah,
down.
that's where they have to take the go over the bridge. But that's not everybody.
It's a very arduous task. Doesn't make sense.
No, I never heard.
I've been doing this for like 3.5 years. I've never, we don't, we really need some.
They specifically reference hardship, but they also reference a roof and solar, so I don't know.
Roof and solar application. That's,
That should be good.
that's close enough.
Okay.
So, what's the date of the next one?
The next meeting is January 2nd.
Can we have one after that?
Yep.
I'm gonna be out of town.
What's the next one?
January 16th.
Sorry.
Okay, entertain a motion to continue the 25 Marengo Park application to the January 16th meeting. Second. That is gonna hardship for us. For both, yeah, this Thursday extension for the roof and the install or after issue. That's for both. Okay, yeah, first and second. Okay, then the discussion.
I did have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So again, our action plan on my side is you guys are going to reach out to the homeowner to schedule a time to go assess the roof.
Yes.
And then from my perspective, we're not trying to, but gathering that report that we had, email it to.
Yeah, whatever you can send, I think it'd be helpful.
Do you guys have the ability to take drone shots of the roof?
We have overhead shots, not drone, but satellite imaging, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I have Commissioner.
Yeah, we both,
Sorry.
we both have,
Commissioner Close.
yeah, can you bring the photo up of the roof?
Another photo. Close.
Yeah.
This one here.
You should have the picture of the broken tiles.
Or slate. I guess what I want to ask from this photo, because we're both sort of perplexed. Are we looking at slate roof here or is this asphalt shingles?
It's my understanding that it's slate.
Well, if it's slate, I'd be really surprised because they're cupping like this.
Well, that part, maybe some parts of the roof are not.
See, this is why we gotta do this.
Yeah.
We gotta go look at the roof.
You know what I'm thinking? That maybe there's some slate underneath this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, it was two tabs. I don't know if there was asphalt shingle over the slate.
Right. Well, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because whoever goes to the site, this might be already asphalt shingles over broken slate roof.
Yeah.
So they.
No, so
One of my people said it was a mess up there.
So it could be really
the roofer to tell us, the roofer to tell us. So let's get this continued and get that information. The first and second. Yeah, the first and the second. I do, and I have discussion. There's nothing else there. I'll be on again. Commissioner Nardi.
Yes.
Commissioner Duthrow.
Yes.
Commissioner Zerl.
Yes.
Commissioner Walter. Yes. Commissioner Ness.
Yes,
Commissioner Walsh, yes, to continue to the January 16, 25, I wrote 24. I'm gonna die. How did that? It's good to laugh sometimes, guys, so, all right, yeah. But, I went to turn the page, move around, so. All knows. All right, you're all set. Thank you.
Is that a good holiday?
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Okay, so new public hearings we have coming up here, we have,
17, right?
well, I have it. Getting this paper out, that's not supposed to be done anymore. Okay, 17 Garfield. Replacement of installation of a rear window. Yeah, address for the record, please.
I'm Joel Snee, 17 Garfield Street, Springfield.
Thank you. This is an application. It's not marked here.
Appropriate.
Appropriate. Appropriate is removing or replacing a certain window that will like the one, no structural changes, okay. So what do we have here?
So I'm wondering if we can do this as a certificate of non-applicability.
Well, if it were identical, you could, but if you're changing materials, but either way, we're here, so.
Yeah.
Oh, here's,
We have any quotes up?
So I brought interior close-ups, that is what the replacement look like. Those are interior close-ups. Again, and it's, the window is within a shower enclosure.
Yeah,
So-
okay.
It's gone. And you can see there's patching on the bottom.
In that window, that one there is what you want to
The
replace. it
circular
with.
ones, yeah.
Circular.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the outside, what color is the outside of this one?
It's painted the trim color.
This,
Yeah, so the old window is painted the same color as the trim.
so it's gonna be the same.
It's gonna be the same trim color.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking I'm feeling okay about this, but you're not able to find one that they make that fits the same thing, same size.
You know,
Same
this
kind.
is gonna, it's gonna cost me $8,000 for 118 window as it is, so. They just, I've looked everywhere to cabinet makers and it's really a funky window. It twists open.
Yeah, well, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is not gonna open, the new one?
I think it would fall right out the.
No, I said-
Oh, the new one, no, the new one's not gonna open.
Just fix the.
Yeah, so we put a vent in the bathroom to,
Yeah, so it's good, but it's gonna be
I thought composite would be better than vinyl.
but you're gonna paint it the same color.
Yep, it's gonna be the
Okay,
same.
any other commissioners have questions?
Is it the back of the house?
Yes,
Go ahead, Commissioner.
You say composite, vinyl on the outside?
no, it's the, whatever that wood composite is, like it's,
Composite material.
yes,
not
in material.
combination.
Right, correct, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's paintable, was what I was.
I mean, does it resemble wood? Is it one of those composites that
It
has
does.
like a wood grain in it?
Well, I don't know if it's wood grain, but more paintable than vinyl. That's what it.
Composites many times are sawdust and glue and plastics put together.
Yeah, but they're not $8,000.
It's a lot more expensive than vinyl, you put it out.
Yeah. Right, I don't have any. Anybody else have questions? All right, let me open this up to public commentary. Is anyone here like to speak for or against this application for certificate of appropriate at 17 Garfield Street to remove and replace the circular window with a wood composite with no other structural changes? You might or against. Okay. Seeing none, I'll close the public commentary, entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriateness at 17 Garfield Street to remove.
Chairman Walsh,
Yes.
I just had a quick question for the petitioner for the contractor.
Go ahead.
Yep. Would you mind just letting the commission know, clarifying where I noticed there were grids on the application? Would you mind specifying where the grids would be located?
I'm not the contractor.
No.
I'm the homeowner.
The question is the
But I believe they're on the
grids.
exterior. Yeah,
They will have to be.
right.
Yeah. And thank you for grabbing that. I did not specify that. We were talking. But
There's a
Exterior
description.
grids.
I think there's a description.
I think it's good to make a note that it would be exterior. Well, that's what. So let me just rephrase that. Entertain a motion to accept the application because they're both of us studying Garfield Street to remove and replace the circular window. No structural changes to it, wood composite window, with exterior. Grids.
Color painted and match.
Change it in color with the match existing. That's the motion, so moved. Okay, discussion. Yes, discussion.
The description on the application says it is a grill between the glass.
I can check. It's Anderson, so.
Is this back on this window, this say, well, yeah, it says it right there, girl style. A little picture looks very much like it's exterior. Here, small, here. Exterior. Visible in this public way.
It's not. Something,
Not at all.
I mean, it's directly on the back of the house. I mean, there's most in the yard, I can see. And it's, so
I did
that
do
is not visible from.
I did do a site visit, you can see it from Forest Park Ave, this is the picture of it.
You do make exterior. Okay. All right, Anderson makes an exterior good for that, so we can approve it, but if you don't,
Yes,
the approval will be with an exterior. Measure term.
Yeah.
If not, then you gotta go back and tell us what's wrong. But the motion that's been made and seconded is for exterior grid painted the same color, trim color. Any other discussion on that motion? Hearing none, will be called vote. Commissioner Kroll,
Yes.
Commissioner Zerzy,
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Kroll. Yes. Commissioner Nestor,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh, yes, Commissioner Hardy. Yes.
I think you
See, I think you check your.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, because it's in a shower,
Yeah,
you want to consider painting the inside at least with an epoxy paint.
Sure.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get, but sometimes people will use a magnetic inner window.
Yeah.
The color, so the moisture doesn't get to the window again.
I think yeah. Trust me.
He doesn't wanna do this again.
This window better last my life.
Last year.
Okay, 90 Garfield. This is an application for certificate of appropriateness, replace original windows with old white stone windows with white hat on. Similar to the strong windows. It's going to be all the windows. Go ahead, name and address.
Hello, I'm Joel Agnetti. I'm the owner of 90 Garfield.
And you're at, how many windows are you replacing?
17 double hung and one going there.
What exterior? Was this anything outside shop?
Yes, that was the great.
I know you said.
Yeah, right there. That was.
Or some. That's, this is a current picture.
Yes.
Are any of the windows replaced already?
Yes, a prior owner had replaced the attic windows. And the kitchen windows. With white vinyl. About 8 years.
And you just heard us go through a personal match on the light windows. Yes, in the style of the window and how they sit. So I want to just, some of these, like, get a better picture of the type of windows. The sill is low. Edge force. Have you looked into having a historical color? Or just
I have not, I'm not sure what companies do those, I saw about 10 different window companies and. Most do vinyl. I was hoping to do vinyl because I believe. They will look like the white storm windows that are there.
normally when you do triple pane or double pane inside windows, you got stone windows on.
Yes,
They do here.
yes,
The original, do we have an original with picture of that house?
Yep.
It's not a stoner. Some of them got really good pictures, so that's not one. Okay, can you give me the current front of the building on the house? Yeah. Kind of mix. Yeah, that mix. And I think we put in a couple of pictures of neighbors' houses.
yes.
And I tend to explain that in a manner that the. What's it called? Do an application and do it correctly, so it doesn't really change it.
Mhm.
Try to preserve. So you could hear, it must have been painful here, so go through that other one where, because you know we're gonna I'm gonna ask the same thing about the color for the window. And so something that would look historical without the storm windows being there, as opposed to having it look like storm windows, which is not historical. The storm windows are not historical. They're also not controlled by us. But what this window behind that storm window is, and that one was not very clear, but original color of the windows in that house were black. Are your window frames and everything on the inside of the all? Are any of them black still after all these years?
I believe they've all been painted white. Like that.
But to the exterior side, nothing's still black.
No.
The commissioners have questions? The model number, I just looked it up, and it does have a pretty low sitting. That.
They did, they do have colors.
And it does come in black.
With that, I don't think it would go with the rest of the house, and I'm not on the second floor, if you go back to. Those windows in the center on the second floor, that's a second floor porch. And those windows are white. I imagine that's storm windows.
Yeah.
Just storm windows. Those would be white and it would flash and look wrong with black trim windows for the other windows. Whereas replacing with white, I'm not replacing those white porch windows. It would not look like the house goes together. It would look very mismatched.
You have colors that trim, what you call it trim. It looks like you have some black stripes, like an ivory, or it's an ivory trim.
It's looks like a tannish trim.
Looks like my trim on my house, mine went on ivory, and then once you go through dirt and some mold, and a little dirt, like it darkens up.
It looks more.
It starts to look, yeah. It's a cream, but the cream doesn't stay cream for very long.
better photo of the photo. Yeah.
You see the ones on the second floor,
They look black.
And the sash is black, the sash is black. See those, Bill? It looks like the actual window sash, like just above the air conditioners. Is black.
Yeah, both.
Okay. I
You
cannot
don't see it
see,
because you got the white storm with.
I
you, so
cannot
it just
see
kinda
that
blends in.
from my
And,
house.
and it has them on, the lights are, the onions are. Look like it's in.
Yeah, it's kind of like a half prairie.
Yeah, yeah.
Top just there. Couple of sticks across.
Yeah, see, you see that's, because the storms are likely to disappear. The windows have as much of this work as possible. And black would be the look.
Just one, thing.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Just one thing for certain, these windows are a mess.
Yes, absolutely, and that's
Sure,
why
why
I,
he's making it.
Yeah.
I would have like it considered. As you've seen, we don't have to decide to. Whatever, I'd like you to consider. We're gonna, replace it with black windows that right there. Because when those white, little storms come off. Yeah, but that looks like 202s upstairs.
It is. In the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And one of the things we were just talking about is just the divide device. That's one of the things we wanted to locate at the time. And, so those are 202s up there. Those are white. Those are replacement windows already.
yes, no, I did not.
Right. So this just says replace windows white with screen. Somewhere showing that about how you change the circle. Well, that may be so. I think that the black, if you want the black, that would restore. So yeah, to the house. Go ahead.
Just a comment, I think the black would blend a lot better than you think it might, just because you're used to seeing the white. I don't think you'll notice it as much as you think, because it's such a different contrast from what you're used to.
Because even that one there to the right of the door looks
Yeah.
black, and that the larger window there looks black.
Are the storm windows coming off?
Yes,
So I'm not sure if you would like to investigate black with those, but
would black vinyl be acceptable?
yes. Black vinyl is acceptable as long as it sits. The main part of it is there's called a slim line. A couple of companies call them different things. A lot of white vinyl, I'm gonna say essentially the cheapest one made there, just that vinyl around the whole thing. It minimizes your glass, clear glass. Thinner on the side and the top, and when that sack sits right down on the sill. This picture you have is a very low lying sill, so it'll be okay. Some, some will have like a 2-inch edge and it slides down.
I don't want.
That's what we're trying to avoid, but the thinner the vinyl.
Mhm.
It's also a pretty big window, so even almost a standard vinyl would look slimmer on those.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a vinyl that looks similar to the storm
Yeah,
windows.
and then as you heard earlier, the exterior to mimic what you have there now. And that will restore your historic look of your house. I mean, the upstairs windows, they're gonna be white, they're not, at some point you could do something like that with all, that's not what I'm like that. Do you want time to look into that, come back and see us?
Yes, this is my first time here.
Yep, you have, yes, thank you for coming. You can see how some people don't, but it's usually worth it, it's early historic orientation in your house.
You got bricks too, which they make, so they do color and bricks.
Right, so you have a company and do it. But does it cost you something? Great, yeah, it does. But that's why I want to give you the time to look at it. That window appears to be okay. Everybody have any questions about this model window? That seems to be all right. It's low. Okay. So that's not an issue, just color. And I do think but some of your windows are already showing that they're black, so that would just, it would almost, it might jump out, but only in a positively historic look. You look at, if you look at a really well preserved historic house, it would be really. And so I could ask for a to continue the application until January 2nd or January 16th.
It's in the 80s.
You probably have in that order.
Yeah, we could do public commentary now. Let me just see which date, which meeting would be better. And even then, if you need more time, I'll just have to ask us.
Okay, could I do that by email? I would have to reach out to the contractor and.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is ask for the January 2nd. meeting. And then if you can contact them.
Yeah.
To push it out. And just to move forward on this, I'm gonna go to the public commentary right now. But I have to frame this because we're talking black windows, exterior, mullions. So I'd like to ask if there's anyone here that would like to speak for or against this application as stated. Anybody? For or against? Oh. Okay, nobody for or against, at least not today. We have to do it again when it comes back, so I'll close the public commentary. Entertain a motion to continue the 90 Garfield application to 1/2/25. So second.
So that would be, you wanna do, oh, yeah, okay,
Just one.
Yeah.
And you can let us know if he needs more time. I have the right this, so any discussion on the motion? Okay, Commissioner Zorzi,
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Crowe,
Yes.
Commissioner Nestor,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh, yes, Commissioner Larry? Yes. Commissioner Duke.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a continue to 1/2/25. Again, right, but then you have to, detail, you were just needed with a couple others. Okay, 385 Maple. 385 Maple Street. Good, how are you guys?
Good.
Construction of an ADA ramp in the front of the building. All right, this is an application for certificate of appropriate. 385 Maple Street Behavioral Health Network, build an ADA ramp in front entrance of the residences and mills, work similar to the existing ADA ramp to the rear entrance of the property. That's a repair exterior of the building, including painting and repair of the routed wood with natural millwork. Okay. Now, gentlemen, your names and addresses for the record.
Juan Brown, 51 Dollar Street, East Long Island, Mass.
Dwayne Kelly, 46 Leslie Street, Springfield, Mass.
Thank you. Okay. Right here. Go ahead, talk to us about the project.
So, what we have here at this property, we have moved our PAC program. You know, of course, we work with people with mental health.
Yes, sir.
So we've moved people there, but now the state is requiring that, because we accept people with ADA disabilities, that we put a ADA accessible ramp in front because the back one leads through the kitchen, which is a common area. See, so that's pretty much the need for it.
Okay, tell us what it's gonna look like.
Well, what we want to do is mirror it to the same, exactly what's in the back, same style, to keep with the same color. They're gonna do some of the paintwork is chipping, some of the wood is rotted, so they're gonna fix some of that stuff and touch up paint wherever they need to, and they'll paint the woodwork and red to match.
Okay. So where's it gonna go?
So it's gonna go on right on the front there, right down the side, right into the park. Right.
So that it's gonna be directly up from the porch will be the level, And there'll be like a landing there, those.
Yes.
Just one ramp, no turns, other than
No,
above the stairs.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so that's straightforward, and do you have any rendering of what it will look like?
No, I don't have the capabilities. Unfortunately, we use. Dave Gady was the one who helped us with
Yeah.
Central Street. Of course.
It's gonna be similar to this one,
Yeah,
except for the railings, I believe, gonna, for code purposes, probably be a lot higher.
Higher, yeah.
But the exact same spindle pattern, to try to, with the same, decking,
Track stacking, yeah.
same decking as this one.
okay. The lattice. That's a current picture?
Yes.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. On the front, are you gonna have lattice?
We don't have to.
Oh, well, I would just want it a little neater than that, that's all.
It will most definitely be neater, and we're gonna neaten that up
Because you have lattice there in the
Mhm.
front,
in the front, yes.
and I think it would probably be appropriate to match that lattice pattern,
Absolutely.
how it is.
Yeah.
Any commissioners have any questions?
Yeah, I had a general question on our policy. So typically ADA ramps are. I don't say automatic, but more or less,
Yeah, they are.
they have like, they're kind of considered appropriate.
Yes.
While it's
Right.
required in the
Just-
property,
That's the key.
like while it's required in the property, so. Many of the ones we've seen look temporary.
Right.
This looks like it's gonna be permanent. So I just wanna make sure from your perspective and our general policy perspective that. The ADA ramps follow the need in the house, and when it's no longer needed in the house, the ramp would be taken out,
You'll be making a fabulous.
right? I'm asking, I just wanna make sure I'm.
No, you're right, right.
Okay,
Okay, which is the next thing we're gonna talk about. Obviously, the ADA, people have to have the rights to be able to get in and out, get treatment and be well in their home. With the various disabilities. It kind of overrides it, but it doesn't mean you have to override the look and the.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so it sounds like that, so, oh, that's a great picture.
That is a great picture. That's good.
So they're gonna come straight out and it just, when it's plenty long enough, so it's not gonna be, the pitch is gonna be sufficiently shallow, is what I'm saying, yeah.
Yes.
And just to match the front of it, matching kind of the rail pattern there. I would,
In the lattice.
in the lattice work, and then in some manner that it be removable. And that when if it is no longer in use, that it can be. As part of it, I mean, anything can be removed.
Yeah,
Some things
yeah,
get
just
built, so
demo
you
it.
know you've never taken it out of there.
No, got it. Well, I understand what you're saying.
Commissioners are good.
Actually, would we treat the railing here the same way we would on a porch, like, would we want it the correct height?
No,
But
No, this is ADA has their, they.
Yeah, it's specific.
Yeah.
They can.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if it was gonna be the pipe rail conversation.
No.
Sonotube.
42.
So we're gonna be doing a sonotube,
Yeah,
you know, make sure that it's safe
sure.
and sturdy. And of course, if we need to take it out.
Yeah.
Well, it's just normally I mean, if you stop using it for that function.
Oh,
say,
gotcha.
5 years from now.
Yeah.
Then we would ask that you be removed.
Got it. Yeah. no,
That's one of the only caveats we ever put on our rate. People would have to be able to do it without their house, it's safer.
Yeah.
We do it for different, whatever reason. Right. So we know that part, we just want it to be, yes, we want it pretty, we want it to look nice.
That's what we want.
And it, I know that, so. I think, let me just see what it says, it says, millwork similar existing ADA ramp, the wood you use, you have to use a more appropriate. Material for that, that's not slippery, things for that ramp stuff. We're not, if that was gonna be a porch, we'd be telling you what kind of wood to use too, but we're not. Rear property, exterior building, including painting and repairing rotted wood. Matching what other wood are you changing? What are you doing? It says repairing rotted wood.
Oh, yeah.
Shingle clapboards.
Some of the shingles and stuff are a little bit loose.
And they're all gonna be the same material.
Same material, we're just gonna put them back in place.
Okay. All right, I have. Do, I guess this, when you make that great motion, Just make sure you put the detail in, let me open this up for public commentary. I think we're all done with questions, everybody? Man, that's all set. Okay, is there anyone, this is open up for commentary, is anyone here like to speak for or against this application for certificate of appropriateness of 385 Maple Street? To build an ADA ramp on the front entrance for the residents, as we discussed. We got one for, I don't know, that's all right. Nobody, or yes? Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna close the public commentary and entertain that motion.
Okay, propose we. Bring the. ADA ramp to the front entrance, that's 385 Maple Street. In the north, similar to the existing ADA ramp on the rear of the property. As noted, along with the write up of the scope of work, a carpentry repair, shingle repair with cedar shingle, clapboard siding repair with cedar #1 is noted again. Scope of work. Last to match system.
I may need to add too, I don't. Okay, so if you notice, there's a lip when you are up on the porch to get into the entrance, so we do have to build up. Okay, I just want to make sure.
And it should be in there too.
Last caveat, it's ADA, but it's tied to the ADA need of the property, and the right property is sold, and it's no longer needed there.
Okay, so second on that motion?
Second.
Okay, the discussion on that motion, the other thing we'll just discuss, it's part of the motion that additional little grip up into the house is included in this ADA, right? Okay, so noted. So noted. All right, any other discussion? Commissioner Nardi.
So what we're talking about can be the ramp on the outside of the porch.
Basically, yes, not like that. How did you do that?
He knows this all.
He's an architect, maybe you should.
Wow. Yeah, we
Although I think you're gonna just have one straight.
Yeah, straight.
Well, you may find out that you're not gonna be able to, because the building department will say you can only go so many feet.
Runs without putting the.
Right, wants to have a level area.
Right.
Continue.
Okay.
That's
The other thing,
Yeah.
the other thing we're gonna find out is that the stairway, the steps are gonna have to be pulled out. Because when you get to the top of the ramp,
Mhm.
you won't have enough room. Because you have to come.
We're
coming out with a landing.
Yeah, we're.
Comes out with a level.
You have to
And then
come out
turn.
with a landing.
Right.
You're gonna keep stairs that way.
Yeah,
Because the
physical.
stairs will be pushed out
It's in the
forward.
plan.
No, it's okay.
Can you
It's
give
in
me a
there.
name and
Richard Hanks, I'm sorry.
Your address, Richard?
267 Fountain Street, Springfield.
Thank you.
So I just want the commission to know what they're voting.
Okay, sounds good. You guys good?
This is elegant now, but they do have a.
Can I see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't see what you do though.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry,
indeed.
but I wanted to make just a comment, there's always another way of skinning a cat. If the ramp was placed behind the existing railing, the porch was ramped. Then you would never see the ramp. I'm just saying.
Well, let's stick to.
That's on the paper.
Although that's a really good idea. I'm gonna want to. So we have a motion, second, any further discussion on the motion? Okay, let's start to go here. Commissioner Walter.
Yes.
Commissioner Nestor.
Yes.
Walsh, yes. Commissioner Nardi.
Yes.
Commissioner Judith.
Yes.
Commissioner Joseph.
Yes.
Okay, guys, you're all set to, you're approved for that.
If anything changes.
Yeah, if anything changes, if you design or something, you gotta come back. Okay. And then just, blend it in best you can.
Wait on the job, they got it right.
Yeah, on the right guy.
All right, so we have 5 Madison. You guys, hey, you're not even leaving them. Okay, so, because it's a separate record, I have to have each give you name and address. All three of you give your name and address for the record again.
Juan Ron, 51 Yard Street, Palmetto, Mass.
Dwayne Kelly, 46 Leslie Street, Springfield, Mass.
Richard Hanks, 267 Fountain Street, Springfield.
Okay, well, this is a similar situation, or is there anything
You know,
that's gonna jump out at us here?
well, yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to give a quick explanation?
Sure.
Okay, so, last year, a non-applicability application was, applied for and approved administratively for the rear ramp to be, reconstructed.
Yeah.
The original ramp looked like this.
Yeah.
And the, improperly constructed ramp looks like this.
So they changed the material, changed everything.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is kind of, coming back, they're going, my impression is that they're going to restore it back to this, and then the front ramp is going to look similar to the.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right down to the brick. Where the lattice working on it.
Underneath, yeah, okay, and now the front one with rendering for this one?
Kind of similar.
I know, that's just what we asked for.
So this is,
So that's the kind of top down, so it's gonna come and run off to the left.
Yeah.
So it's gonna,
Bushes are gonna go out of there.
so it's going to the left.
Yes.
Oh,
So it's kind of like the other one we just looked at now.
yes,
It's coming out,
straight, and then another turn to come to the sidewalk.
oh, it's going another turn at the end.
Yes, you got to the,
In order to comply
You're
with
gonna use it with
the
the
rise.
red brick,
yeah, we can do the
Concrete.
same facade, well, so
or the
we're gonna,
facade's gonna be that.
yeah, so what is that, a full, it's like a faux brick.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think it's real, it's just like. a faux
Yeah,
brick.
it's
That old one looks like that was a real brick.
That was
concrete.
It was real brick?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
real brick, right there, that looks, so, but are you gonna do this one
They,
with real
they make
brick?
a cement board,
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
brick patterns, that's what they, yeah. So it'll look just like that, except
yes,
it's not a
you
tree.
can't tell the.
Yes, you can.
Put it here.
Okay.
Yeah, break it.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be duplicated exactly the way it used to be.
Yeah, and here's the, we got the quote for the new railings, I think I sent samples of what it look like as well, so we're.
And that's all ADA, because is that a gap? I was gonna say, the ADA didn't approve those old railings.
No, it was in bad shape too.
No, I mean, the ramp itself, I can see would be, approved, but the
Yeah.
ADA with those railings would cut it. So you must have black, like, with,
They just showed it with the handrail on the inside.
oh, there you go.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. And then the front is gonna be the same.
Same concept, exactly.
I mean.
Go ahead, jump in.
Yeah, the only other notable, thing that they're doing in the front is they're gonna be.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah,
These
these lower steps, are not even close to code compliant. The top step is cracked in half.
Okay.
Bottom step has a 4-inch rise, the top step has almost a
Yeah,
2-inch
right, I see
rise.
that. Yeah.
So we propose to take those out. Put a form in, mix high strength concrete, color it to match
Okay.
the existing. So
That's not on this application.
Yeah, I sent it a supplement.
Yeah, there's a supplement, if you turn through, one more page.
Not that one.
Keep going one more.
I'm sorry.
It's in that right up right there.
Okay.
Like at the.
To bring it to compliance.
Either right.
It's almost a trigger, right?
Either right. Is there anything else on that right up?
I believe it was the standard. Yeah.
How about the railings? You're gonna redo the steps, so what are the railings gonna take up?
Who goes?
There.
On those lower steps, there was no railing there, so we didn't plan to put one
Yeah,
back.
you can use them too.
And the
No,
pop,
I mean the ones you're talking about replacing. Because you're gonna replace the ones that are coming right off the porch. right?
no, we're gonna go right over.
Oh, okay.
that,
Alright.
yeah, those
That
are.
railing is going away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Existing
Yeah.
one.
Good. Anything else? Any more questions from commissioners on this? Madison? No?
I have one question. Go ahead. So you're gonna get a building permit to do all this?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did get a building permit.
But we want to get this because they won't issue until you guys.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
my reason for asking is because you're gonna have to comply with not only the ADA.
That's right.
Massachusetts is very important. And that's gonna require 2 pipe rails, not just.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah, one at 20, 34, and 36.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. We've seen the area, well,
A couple.
I just want to ask a clarification question, so, you're explaining how, see what the proposed project is, so you're gonna come down. Was I understanding correctly that you're gonna have it then come down this way?
Right, well, because of the height
Yes.
of, I have to have a platform to break the run because you can't go with so many feet without
Right.
a 5-foot turnaround. So,
As part of the motion, could you maybe request an updated plan? Just so we have it on.
I think that if we just state the update.
Okay.
I'm not sure how well we
One of my texts as a software, so I can give.
yeah, we can do it. Okay. Yeah.
These are pretty straightforward, as long as you do what you're telling us, they're gonna
Oh, yeah,
redo that front one and this other one, I mean, the side, back one.
yeah,
To look like the original, except for the railings, that will be acceptable, and then the other one will mimic that.
yeah, exactly.
But that, you said that. And then take a left,
We're gonna come out of the doors, take a right,
right?
and then
Where that tree is.
where that tree is,
So that-
it's gonna turn and come down to the side.
Right on the side of those bricks.
Yeah, just past that tree.
So that, but there's no, you mean all the way out to the brick side?
Yes,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, we have to because of the elevation. If we go to the right, it's even worse.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to put a sidewalk in? It's
That's what I was always thinking, like to do some excavation work, but.
that,
This is all because they noticed that the existing ramp goes to the kitchen.
Yes,
But we took that
That was
property
the other
over
one.
from Phoenix House, so we've known that originally. We took the 2 houses next one, they've never invested anything, we invested tons of money
And
into
we
it.
thought about relocating the kitchen.
well, that was the whole big move. That was the other one.
Cause it's like it's a commercial kitchen.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But still, now this, what you're telling me now doesn't quite, we go back to the front, because you're going like, how many feet past the edge of the house?
The reason.
And then you're bringing that ramp all the way out to that sidewalk in the front.
Because you gotta get to the sidewalk, because the
There's a
steps.
drop.
Well, I understand, I see
So
that.
that's gonna be like 35 feet.
Yes.
It's gonna go up 30 feet.
Yeah.
Almost 70 feet away.
Right, but I'm thinking with the sidewalk in.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
It'd be about, total, be about 50 feet with the return to the sidewalk.
Well, and
Yeah.
with the same caveat that when the home's no longer being used for that, it
Yeah.
can be removed.
Yeah.
I mean, they gotta have their, you gotta be able to use the property for what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need this service.
Oh, they should.
Yeah.
And, one last thing, there was a discussion. Areas you're gonna use for the.
Decking.
The same decking.
So we put.
For the rent material, so.
Right, something that's ADA.
Okay.
It was asked. Is there an issue with that, Alan?
No, I just wanna make sure it's as part of the motion.
In the scope of work,
Truck stacking with slippers in them.
yeah, slip resistant.
Yeah.
It's in the scope of work. Okay.
And then it would be a brick veneer for the,
Exterior facade of the.
Yeah, we're gonna use a PVC trim to make that white. We're trying to put something up that's gonna last.
Sure.
Maintenance.
Right.
Maintenance free.
It's
pretty
gonna
much.
be painted and colored to match the building itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm good.
This might be crazy, this might, cause I didn't put this in the motion, but, and I may have to come back in January, but we do wanna replace windows.
Yeah.
And I had him.
Today.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had him look this stuff up.
First, I'm not sure what historic protection that house has, it doesn't it?
Yeah, the only thing we have is the color that don't.
So you're here, you heard, you got to sit through.
Yeah, we
this.
heard it, yeah. It was enlightening.
It really was.
So,
No, what?
we have a motion, we need a motion for this?
Oh, public comment.
What's that?
Public comment.
Seems like I did that just a minute ago for a different house. So let me open this one with the public commentary, at 5 minutes to install a repair, replace really the rear deck. I mean, rear ramp rebuilt and then we put new matching ADA ramp in the front. Anybody for or against this? Go ahead, Craig.
Harry Seymour, 68 Washington Road. I just want to say that I'm for it. Thank you, Harry.
Anybody else for or against? Okay, go ahead. Name and address.
Esther Hudson, 182 Tyler Street, Springfield.
Thank you for it. So we have four. Any other for or against? Okay, we'll close the public commentary. You want to take that motion? You have that?
And make a motion that we support the proposed changes at 5 Madison and after the repair of the existing building, make repair of the panel, construction of the ADA. Leading to the front as noted in the scope of work. The ramp finish, on the bottom having the brick cement boards. Paint to match the house. And the railing, as noted, the pocket.
An updated plan.
Oh, right, with this, right. Yeah, with the petitioner, sign, supply the updated plan.
Okay.
Okay. Second on that? No, that was a motion, that was a second.
Oh,
All right, now, just the discussion on the motion is, that's also something to remove what's no longer the function of the property. Any other discussion on that motion?
Removal of the removal of the front.
Yeah.
Because the back windows are already. They don't have to
Yeah,
remove both.
yeah, just a front. You could take them both out if it was no longer for that purpose, but that's all, the front ones we're talking about for that, because the other ones are just. So, but we're understanding. We got that? Okay, any other discussion? All right, let me start with Commissioner Nestor.
Yes.
Commissioner Volker. Yes. Commissioner Walsh. Yes. Commissioner Marty. Yes. Commissioner Jutko. Commissioner Jordan.
Yeah.
Long night, huh?
You guys do good work.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Any caveat, if anything changes, some changes from what we approved.
Yeah, and then, you know,
Good to see you.
now you know how to put the window properly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Updated.
One,
Okay, we have, now we have, a 191 Tyler Street. Is this the same, are you hitting your hand on both of these?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So we're dealing 191 Tyler Street, 193 Tyler Street. This is demolition, they're requesting to release the demolition. Anyway.
You wanna hear them both and just take two separate motions at the end?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, just take it from the. So, name and address?
My name's Dina Klein. I'm at 69 Day Avenue.
John Gilbert, 1780 Main Street, Springfield, Mass.
Okay, show us what you have.
Yeah, we've got a lot of fun here. So we have two properties. Not sure how we want to approach these, if we want to do 191, just 193, generally.
Either one.
Sure.
Talk about them together, we just have to vote separately.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm representing Wayfinders and Real Estate Development Project Manager with a nonprofit here in Springfield. We are the parent corporation of Springfield City Homes Development. We own, as of current, 193 Tyler Street. And we are in the process of acquiring through a special attorney receivership 191 Tyler Street, adjacent property here. Highly distressed properties, as we can see from the outside. They have been abandoned, squatted in unfortunately for a period of time, significant amounts of trash, significant structural issues on the interior. 193 in particular has a partially collapsed foundation in the rear. Court orders in, I think after 2023, mid 2023, was requiring the previous owner to demolish the property. Again, part of the basement had collapsed in. Probably a photo on the next page, I think, of all the fun. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So very unsafe conditions.
Yep.
And 191 Tyler Street as well has similar conditions. In fact, Steve Desolitz of the building inspection services was out yesterday, checking out the property at 191, noted the foundation is crumbling, pulling bricks out of the foundation. Similar situation, termite damage on the ground floor. Extraordinary structural issues supporting that ground level, list goes on.
Yep.
So we are here to request a demo delay waiver in order to expedite, if you will, the demo permit process for us, as well as the building permit process. Just for everyone's understanding, we have permit set in place right now. For both properties, we have plot plans. We have, as part of our pilot city of homes, we have a Springfield local general contractor identified who will be completing this work. We're pretty much ready to, rock and roll here. And, the main goal of this pilot, in fact, is to stabilize neighborhoods, right? So we're coming in and we're looking at highly distressed properties, and, giving consideration, of course, to the overall character of the neighborhood and renovating where applicable. We have a certain number of properties in which we're doing that within this pilot, but in many of these cases, unfortunately, these homes have been abandoned for so long that they're in extraordinarily poor condition. And, in that case, for some reason,
Is there any historical significance attached to either of these properties?
not that I'm aware of. I mean, aside from, the history of the properties being,
Are there any historical?
That was more of an Alvin.
Yeah, well, I know I was out there, so he sounds like he must be.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'll let him keep going.
The properties have not been inventory, though, as far as.
So then on nearby properties that are in, I mean, I'm sure there's something nearby, I don't know.
George Washington ever slept there?
Yeah, George Washington ever slept there?
For what Andrew Buchanan?
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, not a problem. For what it's worth, we have received some grant funding from Mass Housing Neighborhood Stabilization Program for these properties, including other ones. And as part of that funding process, we had to submit to Mass Historical project notification form for them to basically do that research. We've received that. No historical significance has been noted.
Think you have that thing?
I have a copy of that. I'd be happy to email it to you guys, but.
Wouldn't hurt to file.
Sure, yeah, it was snail mail out to them and snail mail back. I just received it last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll pass it along.
That would be an important document. Yeah, I should make this second honesty. Homes are clearly. Stretched. And when foundation, it can't that bad, but that makes it next to impossible, reasonably. Yeah, so I'm not sure about what the commission's doing. Anybody else, any other commissioners have questions? Erica, go ahead.
So I'm noticing on the plot plan, it looks like there's some restaurant and some garages on Pendleton on the backside of this property.
Okay.
Or
Could be the case. Sorry, we're looking.
You look on the back.
On the flip side, okay.
I look on the street.
It's on the opposite.
Backside.
Yeah,
all right, so
okay.
some kind of. Which
I
one?
know there's like a chain link fence back there.
All right, so. Okay, so my question is, looks like for both of these properties that we're talking about demolishing.
Mhm.
Or side by side.
Correct,
Is the
yeah.
intention to consolidate both properties to one wide parcel?
So we had given consideration to that. The issue that we have with that is that we would be required, I believe, by zoning to build only one single family home.
Correct, but not massive.
Yeah,
What your intention is will change the significance of the streets.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure which.
Well, our plan is to do one property on each lot as is. I had been initially looking at that as a partial, or in fact, as a consolidation. With the goal of perhaps getting a two-family or a townhome or something in place to still get to individuals, housed in place. But, these are extraordinarily narrow lots to begin with, non-conforming.
So the zoning pushed you to go back to being the two smaller homes.
Yes, unfortunately.
So from the historical commission standpoint, what you do in the future will not change the volumetric scale of this neighborhood.
Correct, yeah, and that's our goal. Again, we've got a permit set in place that's been designed, and I forget what the overall width of that is. I think it's even less than that, but it's extraordinarily tight
It
to.
looks like there's 233s. 233 or 66 feet for the two properties.
We're proposing a 22-foot wide structure, 35 feet long, front porch 6 feet, so 41 feet basically overall, 22 feet wide. Those what we've been able to get there. Yeah.
So you're replacing those with two single families.
Correct. Yeah. First time home buyers.
What particular, is there gonna be any mimicking what these look like?
Yeah.
Manner or.
Yeah.
Or, not that doesn't really mean something.
No, but of course, it's of concern. Yes, there is. I'd be happy to share with you what we're proposing, but in general, mimicking like type. And in fact, because these are side by side, and as you can see from the exterior, which is just a red, there's a blue. The intention is to have the siding sort of match that historical characteristic, one colored red and colored blue, just as a bit of a nod.
Look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, certainly.
Do you have a question? Anybody else? This is a public. I'm not asking for comment.
I think that helps.
All right, well, let me just ask for a public commentary. Anybody here like to comment on for or against this?
I just had a question. I just had a question. Well, I'm a homeowner from, I'm sorry, Esther Hudson, 182 Tyler Street.
Right, but give me whether you're for or against it.
Oh, I'm sorry. As far as demolition, for.
Okay, thank you. Well, if you want to ask a question.
Okay.
I'm related to the public.
Okay, I'm a homeowner that I live directly across the street, so I've been looking at these two homes for a few years. So this is really good. It's positive to hear. Assuming this goes through, what's the time frame that you're looking at?
Yeah, so we own 193 Tyler as of, I want to say like 2 months ago. And our goal from a cost effective standpoint is to demolish both of these at the same time and start construction using the same general contractor at the same time. So we would be applying for demo permits and building permits in kind, depending on how fast we can get those applications in and approved. Because of the non-conforming lot, there's the strong potential that we'll have to go request a variance of some sort.
So what's a conservative estimate?
I would estimate that whole process would take 4 to 6 months to get all of the permits approved from the city. We already have the general contractor lined up. We already have the permit set completed. We have all of our due diligence done. We've done environmental screening. We know what the conditions are. It's really the permit process that's the question mark. So depending on how quickly the city can sort of organize that for us, I would estimate 4 to 6 months. Start of construction demo, therefore in May, June.
Okay, thank you.
No, that's if you can do it.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
And Wayfinders owns both homes? Wayfinders owns both?
190, Wayfinders owns 193 Tyler Street,
193,
and we're in the process of acquiring 191 through a special attorney receiver, which is the same process that we acquired 191.
Okay.
I just gotta agree with that.
Thank you, thank you.
But I wanted to give you a chance.
And I appreciate that. It's just I've been looking at these homes for years, so it's nice to know they're not gonna see them.
We can also talk more.
Thank you.
So given that, we have. This is 191, 191, and 190. So I entertain a motion to lift them, approve lifting a demo relating and 191 Iowa Street. So move second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Commissioner Wall, yes. Commissioner Nardi, yes. Commissioner Judith Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Cole, yes. Commissioner Metzger.
Yes.
That's okay. Let's switch to 193, I entertain that motion to lift the demo delay. So, second, discussion on that motion. Okay, hearing none, we call the vote. Commissioner Nardi? Yes. Commissioner Duval?
Yes.
Commissioner Zorzi?
Yes.
Commissioner, Altico? Yes. Commissioner Nuttall?
Yes.
Yeah, also yes. With those delays and built some nice houses, people need.
We will, thank you kindly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
We have to get very glad. It's,
is there anything else before us to speak up? Public speak out, anybody want to talk to us? No?
thank you for, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, happy new year, Bill.
Thank you, thank you.
How are you, Harry?
Good,
Good.
so, see you next year.
Next
We
year.
won't see you for a while, but I'm.
Thank you for the chocolate.
Anybody else, I entertain a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you, guys.
Happy holidays.
Bye. Happy holidays.
Guys, happy holidays. Bye.